Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the commute. All right, let's go to work. Woohoo! All right, I said I would make a commute video. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about, but I figured why not start with talking about commuting. All right, so is commuting even worth it? I guess that's a good question, right? Because when you try to get a job, more than likely you're looking for something much closer to your home, right? You don't want to be driving too far to go to work for many, many different reasons. But unfortunately for a lot of people, especially in New Jersey, average commute time is like 30 to 45 minutes, right? My average is an hour, right? So, but why, right? It's because, some people want to live in certain areas and they can't find, something that fits what they do in the closer area. So you got to do what you got to do, right? It's either that or you move. And most people are less likely to move than they are, to deal with a commute. So I'd rather, it's like me. I'd rather deal with the commute than move. But also, I am working from home 3 days a week now, which is a huge blessing. In the past, it was 5 days commuting, and I still did it, and it sucked, right? It sucked. But the job I had before this one, it was an even longer commute, and it was a bad commute, right? If you're from New Jersey, you'll know what I'm talking about. But my old job, I had to take the Parkway and 287. I mean, I went way up the Parkway, and by the time I got off the Parkway, then I had to get on 287, and 287's horrible. So that commute, it was so bad. It was so bad. But I did that for like a year. And you know what? That commute, that job, it helped a little in getting my current job. So in the end, it wasn't a complete waste. Did it wear and tear on my cars? Abso-freaking-lutely. But in the end, it was about, job experience. Because unfortunately, where I live, which is, local to the beach areas, right? There's not many gigantic office buildings that offer all this opportunity, right? So, I have to travel a decent amount of time to find something, reasonable. But that commute was a different commute. It was a different animal. Even though it was only for about a year, I remember holiday weekend, what was it, Labor Day weekend, since that, that company was a pain in the ass, they never closed early. Friday, I'm leaving normal time, like 4:30. It took me 4 hours to get home on a holiday weekend. 4 hours to get home on a Friday. All right? Okay? And then it took, one morning, I was commuting, and at that time, I had a decent car too. I had an Audi TT. Get rid of this. And I love that car. That car was amazing. So I didn't want to beat the crap out of it. So I bought a crappy Honda Prelude that didn't have working windows and didn't have air conditioning. So, needless to say, it had one working window. But on summer days, sometimes I would get to work and I would be soaked in sweat. So one day, it took me like 2.5 hours to get to work. I was stuck in bumper to bumper traffic, sweating my ass off. So it wasn't until that morning I text a friend and I'm like, listen, I know you work at this place. Can you get me in? I don't have a college degree, of course, still don't. But I have a lot of work experience, and he did what he could, and luckily got me into the interview, and the rest is history. But yeah, that was a different type of commute. That was more like of a 80 mile an hour or 70 miles an hour of chaos, right? Everyone on the parkway is freaking chaos. Sorry for cursing. Almost cursed, I should say. But it's just chaos, right? It's just chaos, and I didn't want to deal with it. And, you know, especially in snowstorms, no thank you. No thank you. So the best decision of my life was leaving that job. And the better decision was going to the job where I'm at now. And even though this current job is an hour commute, it was a much better commute. And it is a much better commute because it's not the parkway. I'm not taking main roads. I'm not paying tolls. That's the other part. I used to pay a lot in tolls every single week. And tolls have gone up 2-3 times at least by then. So I'd be paying an arm and a leg just to be going to work. So again, best decision I could have made. But now again, I'm still stuck commuting an hour. So what do, right? Well, luckily COVID came around. I say luckily, I know it's not a great thing, but it was, at the same time, it was a reality check to companies to say, okay, are we able to allow our employees to work from home? And the answer was yes. So obviously during COVID, we all worked fully remote. COVID ended, we worked like 1 day a week, and then they eventually changed it to 2 days a week. So that's where we stand right now. And, you know, 2 days a week, in my opinion, is okay. However, I would still prefer to be fully remote because I'm driving an hour to go into an office to sit on a computer, which is the same exact thing that I could do at home, which kind of defeats the purpose of, you know, driving to the office, right? So I am still doing wear and tear on my car 2 days a week. But again, that's life. What can you do? But yeah, it's still an hour each way. Sometimes it can never be less. That's no matter what I do, because it's just always a straight hour. However, yes, it can be more, obviously, if there's traffic or a car accident, things like that. But one thing I know, it's always an hour, right? And it is what it is. So, and I've been doing this for 17 years, right? How many years? 17 or 18 years I've been doing this. Now, the good thing about commuting, and I have to thank commuting for me learning about investing, because you have all this time in the car and you don't know what to do with it, right? At first, people, you know, they listen to music, you know, blah, 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 blah. What good does that, how does that help you, right? So eventually, you know, I learned about investing and I said, you know what? I'm going to utilize this time, right? This time in the car that I have, and it's quiet, it's peaceful, I could do whatever I want. I'm gonna learn about investing. So that it was at that point where I utilized my hour to work, my hour going home, 5 days a week, learning about investing. All things. And without that, I would have never learned, because I wouldn't do this on my own time at home. So as much as I would bitch and still bitch about commuting, I would have never gone, you know, to listen to the various, you know, channels learning about options, investing. Even Dave Ramsey, you know, I was in debt up to my ass. And I listened to Dave Ramsey, the phone calls, and it just motivated me to get out of debt, start investing, things like that. So if you're sitting there in a car right now and you're thinking, you know, I gotta commute, it sucks. Think about the plus side. The plus side is you do have peace and quiet. I don't know what it's like at your home, but if it's anything like mine, there is no quiet, you know? There isn't. In fact, there's never quiet. There's never an opportunity where I have an empty house. Let's just put it that way. So when I get in the car and I drive to work, like I said, yes, it sucks. But at the same time, it is my quiet time. So I utilize that quiet time when I'm not recording these, of course, to learn about different things. and I listen to, YouTubers, podcasts. I don't ever really listen to music unless it's a really short distance thing and I don't really feel like finding something on my phone. Then I'll just throw some music on. But again, if it's 20 minutes, 15 minutes or more, then I'm going to try to learn something. And you guys should do the same. If you're listening to me during your commute, then I guess I have to do my best to teach you something, right? So far, I haven't taught you anything on this video, but, the whole point of what I'm getting to is on your commute to work, instead of bitching and complaining, you're more than likely, and this is my opinion, of course, you're more than likely to hate your commute, miserable. You'll be like just counting down the minute. Am I at work yet? Am I home yet? You're more than likely to do that if you're just sitting there listening to music. But if you're tuned in to an actual podcast or information that you can actually listen to and focus on, your commute, man, it'll go by fast. Because in fact, you'll want your commute to be longer so you can finish whatever you're listening to, right? And trust me, I mean, I know it's hard to imagine, but it is true. And what do you want to learn about? It doesn't even have to be about investing, by the way. People have other hobbies, it's not all about investing, because, some people are well off and maybe they want to learn about other things like dieting, or maybe like some golf, they have time for golf, or, the gun range. I don't know, things like that. But again, it's your time, make it useful. Make it useful. I mean, I'm not saying there's days where you can't just tune out and just throw music on, like on a Friday, you're leaving work, you're like, I can't think anymore, right? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, on the way home, I'm not as great of a thinker as I am on the way to work, right? Because on the way home, I'm like, oh my God, because typically I'm like rushing home, I gotta get to baseball, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, So, yeah, on the way home is a little harder than on the way, because on the way, you're 100%, you're ready to go, you're like boom, 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 because when you get to work, you gotta be awake, you gotta be ready to perform, you gotta be worth a damn so you don't get freaking fired, right? You gotta earn your damn money. So anyway, the point of this freaking video right now is just to explain that commuting sucks. I 100% agree, but if you have to do it, utilize that time wisely, right? It's a benefit, and use it as the benefit that it is. And that's free time, peace and quiet. That's your time. Unless, of course, you're like a carpooler, then, I mean, that sucks. I feel for you. But if you're a carpooler, then you have some other people in there that may have a say on what you listen to. And they may even want to talk during the commute. But yeah, most people don't carpool. I know companies, and they think like, oh, that's good. Nobody wants to carpool, especially with strangers. Unless you know the person, nobody wants to carpool. You guys are carpooling with me, but at least I'm on the radio, right? You can get rid of me by hitting the power button or hitting something. So that's the good thing. But yeah, this guy's freaking on my ass. Where are you going? Where are you in a rush to go? Work? He was literally in the right lane, not even moving. Then I decide to go on the left lane, and then he decides to go fast. Idiots. Oh my God, just to get over to the right lane again. You can't make this shit up. Anyway, this is why commuting sucks, right? Because people do not know how to drive. Like what? No blinker. The whole time, no blinker either. I've learned to, mellow out, right? I always say, like, the horn, what does that even do, right? Although I've used it, it's like a last resort. It's like, beep, oh, I got him, beep. But yeah, man, there's a lot of bad drivers. And the problem is, so many people are distracted with a stupid freaking phone, right? Can you be more obvious? You're at a stoplight, you look to the right, you look to the left, you probably have a 50% chance that person is glued to their phone. And that's an embarrassment. That is a goddamn shame. Because most of the time, these are younger people who are just learning to drive too. Like, and you got the balls to sit on a damn phone? When I was learning to drive, man, I was dead focused, man. I'm like, you know? But it's crazy out there. And, you know, and that's another reason, right? You don't want to, that's why when it's bad weather, I don't even bother. I'm like, I'm just going to work from home. I don't even care. I don't care. I'm going to work from home. What are they going to do, right? But, so it's not worth it sometimes. But if it's a normal day, yeah, I'll go in, talk to, you know, human interaction, of course, is a great thing. Cannot deny that. When you sit and work from home too much, there's a lot of bad things that can happen to you, believe me. Like, you're not around people as much. Although you talk on a computer, it's not the same. Another thing is, you wear anything you want. Expandable gym clothes. So you feel like you're much skinnier than what you are until you actually have to go out somewhere and put on dress pants or even jeans, and you realize, oh my God, I ate too much these past couple months. Good Lord. So going into the office, it does serve that purpose too. It's like a fat check for me. I don't know. I guess you guys, not many people have that problem, but I'm always, I'm a fluctuator when it comes to weight. Because I like, I eat what I want. I do what I want, and it's just, but I exercise a lot. However, the older you get, the exercising to eating offset, it's not as easy as it was, right? Your metabolism's not as great as it was and things like that. But at the same time, I am much lazier than I was in my 20s and even my 30s. But the other day, at least I got a nice run in. It was freezing. I got a run in. 2.5 miles, boom, didn't stop. I'm ready. So I'm planning to do the same this weekend. I'm just going to do it. I don't care how cold it is. I'm just going to do it. Then I'm going to try to do it twice a week from now on. I'm going to go to the gym. If I go to the office twice a week, I'm going to go to the gym twice a week. And then I go to the gym once on the weekend. And that's it. And that's really all I can do, right? Outside of the running, like I said. But that should suffice as long as I eat within reason. I keep moving. Again, like I said, I coach baseball. I'm moving for that. You just got to always, I go on bike rides with my son. There's that. So as you get older, when you're younger, you don't think about this crap, because as long as you're working out, you're going to the gym, you're moving around, it doesn't matter. You're not thinking, you're usually in good shape. It's just a matter of how good of a shape. And then you get to a point, late 30s, early 40s, and you're like, wait a second, this belly, like, this should not be here. How did this happen? Where did I go wrong? So, and then you're, each year, that same belly, it gets a little bigger, and you kind of almost accept it. But you have to get to reality check where, no, this is not okay. This is not how it should be. This is not how it's gonna go, right? So, again, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm working on kicking my own ass, getting motivated to, whoop ass in the gym, go for runs, and I'm not gonna say eat great. I'm gonna say eat a little less, maybe, and that's only through intermittent fasting. Again, I don't plan on counting calories yet. That's an emergency. That's a last resort. But man, these people are flying. They are in a rush to go to work. Have fun with that, buddy. Good luck there. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but when I drive to work, I'm just cruising. I'm cruising. I'm in no rush. I don't really care. Pass me. I don't give a crap. When I get to work, I get to work. And that's that. So, all right. I think we talked about commuting enough, right? All right. So what else do we want to talk about? Well, my channel is about investing, right? So we got to cover something about investing. Well, let's talk about 401ks, all right? I don't think I haven't talked about 401ks in a while. And what are my thoughts? Sorry, I'm chewing a lot of gum. I love chewing gum because, you know, it's something to do besides eat, right? So when you're doing like intermittent fasting, gum is your friend. Black coffee, water, and gum are your friends. I don't even know if you're allowed to chew gum with intermittent fasting, but it's less than 5 calories, so I figured it's acceptable. You know, anything that's like above, I'll say 10 calories, I'll call that breaking the fast, right? I don't consider gum breaking the fast. Okay, 401k, ready? Every job that I had pretty much had a 401k. I think I had 2 jobs where I had a pension. One was at a supermarket. And I'm not sure, I did work at UPS. I can't remember if they had a pension or not. But it doesn't really matter. I wasn't there long enough. But I know like the supermarket I worked at, I worked there for like a certain amount of years. They eventually offered you a pension, and they don't even like tell you anything about it. Nobody teaches you anything about it. And I know this because I basically worked there, you know, almost long enough to qualify for the pension. I think I left a year early. If I would have stayed there a year later, I would have qualified for the pension. I'm pretty sure that's where, you know, how it left off. Because I was there like, I forget how many years, maybe it was like 4.5, and I had to be there 5, something like that, right? So, but the communication with companies and retirement plans, it is god awful. They don't tell you anything. And that goes for every single company that I've ever worked for, including the one I'm at now. They don't go out of their way to help you with, you know, explaining any of the retirement benefits that they offer. You know? It should be a mandatory requirement, at least once a year, to have some type of class talking about this, that, and the other thing, right? I mean, it's BS, because unfortunately, it's true that people will not go out on their own learning this. So, like I said, the pension would have been shit anyway, but it's more the principle. Ooh, Cybertruck. I'm kind of getting used to these Cybertrucks. They do look pretty cool. I know it looks like a box, but it is a cool car. No, I wouldn't buy it, but what the heck was I saying? So, most of the companies I worked for, they offered a 401k, right? Everyone knows what a 401k is. So, we're supposed to be like, you know, when we know they have a 401k, oh my God, this is such a huge benefit. What is the company match, right? At least everyone asks that, I think, at a minimum, right? Even when you go on an interview, like, what is the company 401k match, right? And you typically hear 3%, right? I would say that's the mid-range. And sometimes it could be up to 5%, 50 cents to the dollar, up to X, something like along those lines. But more than likely, you're not getting more than 6%. And if you are, then that's a great company, and stay there. And then there's also like a retirement savings plan. What this means is this is just additional funding that the company puts away for you as retirement. Doesn't even matter what you put in your 401k. The company will put, you know, X% every year into your retirement plan. And that is awesome, right? That's essentially like almost like a pension on its own, right? But again, a company like mine that I work for, you know, they used to have a pension. In fact, when I got hired, they had a pension, and they got rid of it like 2 or 3 years later. And unfortunately, yet again, I did not qualify for the pension because I was not there long enough. So I will not ever get a pension, unfortunately. So, but they do have like something like the RSP. So since they went from pension to 401k, I think that's probably why they have RSP. All right. So, that being said, what are we talking about? Why'd you even bring up 401ks, right? Because you guys need to understand, like, what is even in your 401k, right? At least once a year, once, maybe every 2 years at least. Just sit down, spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, log into your 401k, look at the funds that are available, look at the funds that you're in, see which funds are the best performing funds. I mean, because the thing is, most 401ks, they have a limited selection. They offer index funds, through that 401k company, and obviously through, other companies too, but they typically limit you on the options that you're able to choose, which, by the way, is complete horseshit, in my opinion. And I don't like it, not one bit. But there are 401ks that offer something, I think it's called a broker select plan, where you can actually put that money into another plan within the 401k, and that plan would essentially work like an IRA. In an IRA, you have the freedom to choose whatever you want. And the 401ks that offer that, those are great companies. That's a great idea. That's a great option to have, the freedom of choice. But unfortunately, companies think you cannot be trusted with that, right? Either that or it costs too much money. I don't know why more companies don't offer that, but they don't. My wife's old company did, and you wouldn't expect it, right? It was like a healthcare type company, and they're the ones doing it. I would think my company would offer it. No, I asked HR. Nope, they don't offer it. So I am limited to the selections of the various index funds. So what I have to do, I go in and I say, all right, how have they performed over 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? Are they good? Okay. Because again, keep in mind too, in a 401k, you cannot touch that money until you are a certain age. And what's the age, right? What is it? 60, 62, right? Or whatever. I don't even know anymore. I'm so sick of that crap. But there is the rule of 50. Maybe not 59 and a half, right? 59 and a half 401k. But I wanted to get to the rule of 55 in case you have never heard of it. It means if you leave your job at 55 or later, right? If you quit your job 55 or later, you can use your 401k money penalty free. If you don't believe me, look it up. Yes, it's a thing. And yet again, it's not something that's taught, because I bring it up to people at work all the time that are older than 55. They don't believe me. Nobody believes me. But it's there. But my problem is, I'm 42. No way in hell am I gonna make it until 55. Not even one inkling of desire to do this until I'm 55. So the rule of 55, that ain't doing shit for me. Now, if they came out with a rule of 45, okay, maybe offer that. I'll even do a 2% penalty. How about that? But point is, 401ks, they have pluses and then minuses, right? The pluses are, it's just a way for you to automatically put away for retirement. You don't even see it because it comes out of your check before it hits your bank account. And unfortunately, that's important for a lot of people, because if not, they'll spend it. So that part of the 401k is great. The other part that's great is it gives companies a chance to actually help, to match. If you put in 5% and they give you 5%, that is a huge benefit. That is free money. What you do with that money is another story. How long you have to be there until it's vested, meaning, you actually, like, if you're not vested until 5 years and you leave the company after 4 years, all of that company match you don't get, right? Because you're not vested, right? So that's what I mean by that. But yeah, that's another plus. It gives the company a chance to match or help essentially put away for that same retirement, right? And then, there's other pluses, like most 401ks, they're either pre-tax or they're post-tax Roth, right? And what's the benefit of that? Pre-tax, you can pay taxes later. Roth, you pay taxes now, but you don't pay taxes on the gains and income at retirement. Both have their own benefits, right? But what is the minus? What is the negative? Well, the negative is you can't touch it. They tell you you can't touch it till you're 59 and a half. And what does that tell you? That tells you you have to work until you're 59 and a half. Is that still the age, by the way? I don't even freaking know. But even at 59, most people think they have to work until they're 65 because that's when they get Medicare. So people are they're set with that mentality, and it's a goddamn shame, right? But it starts with a 401k. You can touch this till you're, we'll just say 60, right? 60 years old. So you're automatically working. Say you start at 20, right? No. You know what? Say you start at 16, because most people, or even 14. I started working at 14. I don't know about you guys, but the first job I could find, I was excited. I wanted to work as soon as I could. First job was camp counselor, right? So I did that, 14. Now I look back, I'm like, who the hell would hire me? Pay me money to watch kids. But regardless, 14 till what? 60? So I have to work 46 years until I can use money to retire? So I'm automatically required to work 46 years. That's basically, what? And then what? And then this Medicare BS crap. You can't get it until you're what? 65? Well, how about this? How about screw you, I'll figure it out on my own. And screw your Social Security, by the way, because the earliest you can get that is 62. And they dangle this little thing right above it that says, well, if you work until this age, you get this much more. Or this age, you get maximum security benefit. How about you give me my maximum anyway, you a-holes? Sorry for the language. But it's my money, right? Don't be dangling some freaking carrot above my head that says, if I work until I'm an old ass fart, I'll get more money. 70 years old? More money? I don't give a crap. Who knows if I'm even gonna be alive at 70? It's just, the whole setup is just complete BS. And it starts with the 401k. And I hate the 401k for that reason. So, forever and ever, I was putting in 10 to 15% in my 401k until I had the mentality that I could actually truly and possibly retire early. And then I said, you know what? I'm only putting in the match. I'll put in whatever the company's going to match me, because I'm not dumb, I'm not a dumbass. I'm going to take advantage of that money. And then everything else, every other penny, it's going to go right to my paycheck for the money that I can use now, whether it's for bills or whether it's for investing in other accounts. So it is what it is. I don't care. People, I'm going to max out my 401k. I'm going to max out my IRA. Well, good for you. Number one, I can't even afford that. Number two, good for you. When are you going to spend it? When are you going to spend it? What, 60? Okay, great. 60 years old? No, thank you. I'm freaking 42. I'm already feeling old. 60 years old. Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire at 60. How about this? How about financial freedom at 45? That sounds a hell of a lot better. How about not having to go to work? I'm not saying I won't go to work, but making enough money that basically I don't have to go to work. Again, my goal is to make enough passive income through dividends, through options and YouTube that it will replace my full-time income. So what does that mean? That means if I get fired tomorrow, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because I make just as much, if not more, through other outlets. And that's my goal. That's my focus this year. Obviously, I'm also working on other things like setting up the bills to come out of the brokerage. That's already in motion. Things like that. Because I'm at the point where I don't really, I'd rather work for myself, right? I'd rather have the time to do what I want to do when I want to do it. The days of having to be here X amount of hours, X amount of days, having only a certain amount of days off, those days are over. Those days are gone. That's not motivation for me. You'd be lucky though. You do find a company that's good, yet you don't mind. And I have to say I have found that. But at the same time, I'd much prefer the freedom to do what I want. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? That's why I get up at 4 a.m. I'm making these videos on YouTube, right? To not only, teach myself, obviously, about how these funds work, but to help others and at the same time earn some ad revenue from YouTube. And obviously that helps me pay my bills. And it's been working. And it's not easy. You guys see it, right? YouTube is not easy. Although I'm not a regular YouTuber, a lot of YouTubers don't have to do that. They post like once a week, and that's enough for them. But my content is reliant on daily videos. And I'm okay with that because I'm not, I don't, these people, to make one video, they probably spend all week editing it. Because some of these videos, man, it's impressive. Like, whew, I gotta tell you, I don't know if I'll ever do that. I don't even know if I want to do that. So I'd have to probably pay someone to do that if I ever even become remotely big enough to do that. Because right now, I got it easy. I record, I talk, I post, and that's it. That's it. That's my YouTube career. Obviously, the preparation, it's a lot. It is a lot. And of course, I need to make sure I don't screw up anything I say. But of course, that happens all the time. You guys know that. Even on here. But who cares about on here, right? It's just a BS commute. We're commuting to work, right? We're all commuting to work, right? Are we at work yet? No, we're not, unfortunately. But I don't even care. I don't want to be at work yet. But anyway, the point is on the 401k is it's crap. It's crap. It's crap. Just the 401k, Social Security, Medicare, it's all set up for us to be workers. They want us to be workers and work until we're old. Why? Because we can pay taxes. And it'll ensure we pay taxes until we're old ass farts and we do our part, right? And we're just workers because every corporate big job needs workers. If everyone was their own little, employee, if anyone was an entrepreneur, that wouldn't bode well for the, the big corporations, right? And the big corporations, they run America. So it's really, really hard to, find something that you like, that you can make money on doing by yourself. But nowadays, it is very, very possible. By the way, I get to this final road to work, and sometimes, and today's that day, sometimes I get stuck behind a bus, and there's seriously about like 20 bus stops on this one road. So, if you see me stopping and going, that's why. And it's very annoying, but whatever. Like I said, when I get to work, I get to work. But my patience can only go so far, right? I've been in the car how long? Almost an hour. But yeah. So anyway, that's my feeling on the 401k. That's my feeling on the commute. But it doesn't mean, again, take the company match. And if you don't trust yourself having all that money available now, then do the 401k. But keep in mind, your earliest option is the rule of 55. Is that early enough for you? If you want to retire before that, then answer me this question. Why put extra money in a 401k? Why not put it in a taxable? Why? Because you have to pay taxes on it? Who gives a crap? The beauty of it is you could do whatever the hell you want with that money. Again, if you don't trust yourself, that's the only argument I will take, right? You don't trust yourself with your own money. But again, you're a grown-ass man, right? Or grown-ass woman. Come on. Get with it. Okay, maybe in your young 20s, first job, fine. But if you're in your 30s, really, you don't trust yourself, get over it. You know, come on. Freaking son. But yeah, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I don't even know if this video is any helpful at all. Like I said, people watch videos to learn something. So hopefully I was able to, I don't know, have you guys learn something. But if not, like we said, we'll try again tomorrow. Which I'm not, probably next week. In my next commute video. But anyway, guys, yeah, so this year, 2025, YouTube, no changes, same thing, work my ass off, become a bigger channel. My next big milestone, I will bust my ass until I hit 100,000 subscribers. I'm not even close to that. I'm 1/5 from that, and I understand that, but it's something that I do think I could do within the next few years. Definitely not this year. Definitely not next year, but maybe in 3, 4, 5 years, I think so. But yeah, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. I'm gonna make money other ways if I can. But right now, it's YouTube, it's dividends, and it's options. And between those three, again, replace my job's income. I already replaced my wife's income. Now I'm gonna replace my income. And then obviously, you gotta worry about healthcare. You gotta worry about this. You gotta worry about that. It's not easy, but it is possible. So, all right. I think on that note, I think I'm done yapping. But as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again next time. And if you enjoy this content, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or concerns, leave in the comments below. I'm going to do a keyword. Because lately I do keywords on these videos because these videos are long. And I can't even imagine like people making it through this entire video. So that's why I'm going to do the keyword. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. All right, today's keyword is take the match and move on. Right, we're talking about 401ks. So today's keyword, take that damn company match and move the hell on. Don't lock up your money in a freaking safe, the safe that you can't touch until you're a certain age. Oh, can I use my money? No, you're not retirement age. You must use this money at 59 and a half. Why? I don't know. You just can't. So, that being said, today's keyword, if you want to prove you made it this far in the video, is take the damn match and move on, right? Take the company match and move on. Free money, baby. Free money. All right, I'm out of here. I'm almost at work. I know, long-ass commute. I told you, long-ass commute. But I hope everyone has a great day. And I just want to say thank you all for watching. I know it's not easy to deal with me, but you made it through the whole video. You guys are awesome. And I'll end it there. Have a great day. Later.